Hello students, today I am going to cover up last topic of unit number 5, that is your introduction to cryptography. In this video, I will cover up basic terminology of cryptography and the services feature, or we can say the features or the goals of the cryptography. So this is the basic information that I am going to provide in this lecture. We are living in the information age. We need to keep the information about every aspect of our life. In other words, the information is an asset that has a value like any other assets. So, as an asset, the information need to be secured from attackers. For example, I have the login name, password, or bank information during the transaction online that I am doing online. So the transaction must be secured. That is, no one on the internet can access the information that I am sending to the destination. One way is to secure information. I should not connect my laptop to the internet. It will the information will be always secure. But in this case, how can I perform the transactions or online shopping, online payments, NEFT, etc.? So that will a issue. It means we cannot live without connecting our computer to the internet. When we are connecting our computer to internet, then there is 100% chance of the attack on your computer. So cryptography is a technique of securing the information and communication through the use of code so that the only person for whom the information is intended can understand it and process it. That means whatever the information I am sending, that can be received by only the intended destination, not to any other one. For example, when I am typing the password on online banking or internet banking, so that password should go to the bank merchant. No other one can access that. For this, we have to make some encryption that will convert the plain text into the ciphertext. So we will discuss what is the plain text versus ciphertext little bit later or in the next video. Here I am going to discuss only about the cryptography basic. Thus prevent the unauthorized access of the information. The prefix crypt means hidden and suffix graphy means writing. Means hidden writing of the information so that no other one can decrypt it except the intended person. Now, coming on the principle of the network security features, services, or goals, whatever the question may be asked during the examination, all are the same. So, in some of the book, there are only 4 points are given: confidentiality, authentication, integrity, and non-reputation. But some of the book, accessibility and availability are also there. So we will discuss each one by one. First one is the confidentiality. Suppose that the computer A has sent it the data to the computer B. Then no other user like C can access this information. So this is the principle of the confidentiality, means only the intended user can see the information what is sent by the sender. Here is the definition: confidentiality. The principle of confidentiality specifies that only the sender and the intended recipient should be able to access the content of the message. Here, the user of computer A sent the information to user of computer B. Another user C gets access to this message which is not desired and therefore defects of purpose of confidentiality. That means this user cannot access the information that is sent by the user A to user B. Next one is the authentication. Authentication means we will go through the definition. Authentication mechanism help to establish the proof of identity. An authentication purpose ensures that the origin of electronic message or the document is correctly identified. For example, suppose that the user A sends the electronic document to user B over the internet. However, the trouble is that user C poses that he is user A when she or he send the document to user B. Means there is a user A and it is sending the document or some message to user B. So user C is pretending I am the user A. It is pretending I am the user A who is sending the message. Actually, this is the user C, but it is pretending I am the user A. So this should not be there. If it is there, that means the authentication process is not followed properly. Next one is the integrity. Integrity means if the computer A has sent a message to message computer B, then no other one can access that information in the middle. Here, the user A has sent the message to user B, and before reaching to the destination, the user C is hijack that message or that packet and then after transfer it to the B. So, for example, it has sent it the a message for transferring the $100 to in the account of user D, and it has modified the attacker is modified and make 100 to the 1000 to user C. That means rather than transferring to the account of the user D, it has modified the message for transferring the $1,000 in the account of user C. So the bank will transfer, suppose B is the bank will transfer the $1,000 to account of the user C. So this should not be there. More precisely, we can say this type of attack are also known as the man in middle attack. Man in middle attack means there is a user that captures the information and then after it sent to the destination. So man in middle means that has the hacked the information. In other term, this can be seen as replay attack. Means This has captured the message, and then after modification, it has been played once again to the destination. So question may be like this one: what do you mean by replay attack? What do you mean by man in the middle attack? So whatever the process that is breaking up the integrity, so that comes under the category of the replay attack. The man in the middle attack may or may not be modify the document. Suppose that it only the user only sees the what is the content is exchanging between the A and B. So it is simply the man in middle attack. Now, non-reputation. Non-reputation means if suppose that a user has sent a message to user B, so user A cannot deny that he has not sent the message. This may be possible the login name and password is hacked by any other person, that is the any other person like C person, and then after he has communicating or she has communicating with the B, but the source of the message is from the account of A, so A cannot deny he has not sent that message. So here is the definition. There is a situation where a user sends a message or later on refuses that he has not sent the message. So this is not possible. For example, user A could send the fund transfer request to the bank over the internet. After bank performed the transfer as per A's instruction, A could claim he never sent such a fund transfer instruction to the bank. Thus, A denies his fund transfer instruction. The principle of non-repudiation eliminates such possibility of denying something after having done it. So this is known as the non-repudiation. Next one is the accessibility. The accessibility principle of the principle of access control determines who should be able what. For example, in a company, the Facebook is banned, or only incoming Facebook is banned, or outgoing Facebook is banned, or both may be banned. So it depends on the access control list or the all the on the firewall. Which port, which services can be blocked, whether that is outgoing or whether that is incoming to the internet. So suppose it this is the internet and this is the router, and in the and at the router end we had defined the ACL. In ACL, I have blocked incoming port number 80. So the web service incoming I have blocked. So the message that have the port number using the port number 80 or the web services message cannot come inside the network. It may be possible that it has blocked both incoming and outgoing port number 80. So in that case, neither the message can go outside or neither it can come inside the organization. So this can be done at the access control list on the router or using the firewall. The principle of availability states that resource should be available to authorized party all the time. For example, you have a bank account and you have the login name and password of that. So bank site must be available 24 into 7 to you to access the information or to access the or exchange of the money. So this is known as the principle of availability. Whatever the services you are legitimate to that, no one can put those on hold. So this is the principle of availability. If that is that service is not available to you, that comes under the category of the attack of availability. So here is the attack of availability. Last one is the denial of service. That is a DOS attack. Sometimes we have listened कि during the sale of a particular mobile phone, the website of Amazon has been crashed or website of the Flipkart has been crashed. So the attacker makes a bombardment of packets so that the server is unable to handle such amount of packet. For example, if a server is can request 1,000 packet per second and there is a 5,000 or 4,000 packet, so it cannot respond back to the sender. So automatically that service get collapsed and system will busy to process and it cannot respond back to the sender. So such type of thing are known as the denial of service. So these are the basic points that I have covered up today. Rest we will cover up in detail next video. Thank you.